Yeah, hello, my very good people. I remain your humble Mr. Lawrence. Today, I want to dwell into that incident that happened on Sunday between the lady called Comfort and that um, Ibom Air. Yes, I want to talk about it, and I'm also going to say other things. Um, For me, I took time to have watched several videos uh, concerning that incident that took place at the Murtala Mohammed Airport. I saw different clips and I took my time. That's why I'm saying let me make this video today. Um, I would completely say this from every indications that lady was wrong. She was completely wrong in her behavior. Um, Everything she did prior to when, um, before she was, bungled out of the aircraft. Um, we all heard the story. There was an allegation, alleged stories that the issue started in the U when the pilot was about to take off, and there was an instruction that people should, turn off their phones, which is a standard procedure on all airlines. That has been the standard procedure when any aircraft is taken off. You will be asked to turn off your phone. And then probably when the plane has taken off, at a certain altitude on the air, someone can switch his or her phone on. These things are done on the technical ground in order not to allow the pilot to miss a signal from the tower, for the control tower. So we all know this. So everybody who travels by air understands this protocol. So I don't see why such a thing should have generated problem in that aircraft. However, this lady was said to have refused to do so. And along the line, somebody sitting next to her had to help her do it, by force. And that generated some, arguments, and it was later resolved. The matter was later resolved according to the information I gathered. Then when they finally arrived in Murtala Mohammed Airport, there in Lagos, it was stated that the lady took her time and allowed all the passengers to step down. And then she decided to walk down to one of the air hostess, and began to confront her. And not only did she do that, she said she pulled off her wigs on her hair, pulled off her glasses, and even smashed it. And this brought up a lot of, confrontation in the aircraft. So I even saw a video where the lady was kicking somebody. And she kicked somebody. Nobody saw that. Mentioned that. No, you see, from what I look, all I saw in that video was that the lady was wrong right from the onset until she was even removed. Some people are blaming the security personnel those guys who came, the air crew members who came in to pull her out of that aircraft. Let me repeat this: those guys did nothing wrong. This was a lady that was attempting to use the fire extinguisher in the plane to smash the windscreen of the aircraft. I mean the side mirror of the aircraft. And she went further to slap one of the ladies too, and also slapped one of the crews. So I don't think any reasonable people can continue to allow that to happen. So they have the right to bungle out of the aircraft. The incident that happened that her crew pulled up was issues that happened when you have a fracas going on between people. When you are dragging with somebody and the woman that was refusing to be taken off the aircraft, anything could happen. But nobody is even talking about the improper dressing by that woman. When this is even very common with our Nigerian women. It's very common. What is happening to our Nigerian women these days? That when they are going into public spaces, they try not to dress properly by wearing things that are required of them to do. Do you think that whoever that invented the underneath or underwear is stupid? Wearing proper, dressing properly when you are going out in public places is for certain reasons. These things are meant for certain reasons, because somebody can walk into a place and find his or herself in a certain situation. So those inner wears protects you from getting exposed. So nobody's even blaming the woman for not wearing the right. If that woman was wearing a bra, do you think that we will be here talking about the incident that happened between her and the airport crews? No. It was as a result of that this the disposal of her body parts, her boobs, that brought about all these things that attracted people's attention to that incident. So if that woman has acted like a well-responsible woman, dressing up properly by wearing a bra when she knows that she's going into the boarding an aircraft, I don't think this thing would have been so bad. But nobody's looking at those areas. The woman did everything wrong, and I thought, from my opinion, she was completely wrong. Now, the camera man who took the videos too didn't do the right thing, man. The cameraman should have blued or brushed that area of her body that was exposed when posting these things on social media, to avoid all this embarrassment. So you see, everything about that woman was wrong. The woman was completely wrong, and I think for those of you who are trying to cover up, that lady should go for some mental evaluation. I'm telling you, people don't know. That's how madness starts. Why would she do what she did? Why? You want to refuse to turn off your phone, and then when you were made to do it, she later went and began to confront an airline hostess. The law says it clearly. Any attempt to confront any airport or airline, what do you call them, the crews and the hostesses, the hostesses side, is a violation. It's a strong violation by law, and there's no way you cannot be arrested by doing that. Those who does that, both here in this advanced world or anywhere, they get them arrested and they charge them to court. If you have a problem with the hostess or air crew members, there's a civilized way to go about it. You have every right to write a petition against that particular crew member, or you could easily sue the airline. You could sue them. If you complain to them and they don't respond, you have the right to sue them. That's the way it works in a civilized manner. That's the protocol. So why would you confront an air hostess, even if you don't like her attitude, even if she was rude? You don't do that. So people should understand all these simple things. Now, I was meant to understand that she was arrested, which was proper. Like I have always maintained, if that lady had dressed up properly, wearing her bra, like another decent woman, we shouldn't be talking about this. There was an incident that happened some time ago. A woman was walking her dog in the public place, and along the line, her skirt, got hooked on something. While her dog was dragging her, the skirt pulled off, and this lady was stark naked. She had nothing on. Even though that people came to her rescue, tried to cover her with something, when the police came, they still gave her a ticket for public nuisance. They gave her a ticket. That's how it works in the civilized world. She was still given a ticket for not dressing properly and coming out in public place. There's no emotions to that. She should have known better to have worn something decent in the house before leaving the house. So what she have done was caused a public nuisance to the people, an embarrassment. She was given a ticket by the cops. And that ticket, you know what it takes here in this part of the world. You give a ticket, you know how much it costs you. And if you don't pay it, you know where it takes you to. So why are people talking? The lady misbehaved big time. She messed up big time. And the crew members did what they have to do to remove her from the aircraft. The blame should be on her for not dressing decently. she should be blamed for not dressing decently. And today there are so many Nigerian women who walk around on the street without putting the proper things. You don't know. What if you run into an incident or something, more serious? So, and you don't have your bra, you don't have your panties, your underwear. What do you think will become of you? So these are the things people should think of. Now, having said that, yeah, the lady was arrested, and I insist, and I was glad that she was arrested and she was taken to court, and then held behind the custody, since she was unable to pay the bail, her bail terms. Yeah, that is the normal protocol. But one thing that I want to put in here is this. Why was kwam, who had his own serious incident last Friday, not arrested by the evasion authorities? Why did they not arrest her? Why did the police not arrest her? Arrest him, sorry. His own case was even more serious than that of the woman. This was a man that intercepted an aircraft from leaving, a man who held an aircraft with no less than 100 people inside to hostage. That is an act of terrorism. But yet, kwam, or you guys call him Wasiu Ayinde Barrister, got away. And I was meant to understand that some people were even begging him. Why was he not arrested? Was his case not more serious than that of the woman? Was his case not more serious than that of the lady that was pulled out of the aircraft? Why was Wasiu Ayinde Marshal not arrested and made to face the wrath of the law? He was even said to have assaulted one of the air crews by pointing whatever he has in the flags on the crew member. Why was he not arrested? I don't want to buy the issue of the minister coming forward to say he has that he gave instructions or has given instructions that the lady Comfort should be released and whatever. Whoever that commits the crime should be made to face the wrath of the law. Comfort broke the rules. He broke the law. Wasiu Ayinde Marshal break the law. They should all face the consequences of the law. This issue of damage control that they are doing now doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It was Wasiu, it was kwam that first break the law. He broke that law on Friday. This lady's incident happened on Sunday, 2 days apart. Why was Wasiu Ayinde Marshal not arrested? Now, all these things that we're hearing now that the minister has given order that the woman should be released is all nonsense. It is because people are beginning to talk about it and demanding. For me, I still insist that the lady should be made to face the wrath of the law, and kwam himself should be made to face the wrath of the law. There's no two ways to go about it. When you break the law, let the judge decide. Let their case be in the hands of the judge. Both of them violated the rules. The minister calling for her release does not make any sense. She did something stupid. She broke the rules. She assaulted an air hostess. She assaulted one of the crews too. So why would the minister come and say that the police should withdraw the case? On what ground? Why? So why would Wasiu Ayinde Marshal get away with his own case? This was a man that held an aircraft hostage, a man that committed an act of terrorism, and he was never arrested. So I stand to say that Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, kwam, as is popularly called, should be arrested and be charged on his own offenses. Same with this lady. That's what I believe in. The law must prevail. Justice must prevail. All this issue of damage control that are doing now is too late. It is too late. This was the same thing EFCC was doing when EFCC was going around picking people for spraying money at the party. Anything they see, they go after people, picking them, arresting them. You know it's why don't you go and arrest Tompolo when Tompolo break the law? Did Tompolo not step on money? Why were the EFCC boss afraid to go and arrest Tompolo? Has he arrested Tompolo till now? What is all this double standard? Now, you cannot arrest Tompolo. You are afraid. Why are you afraid? I thought that the law is more powerful than everybody. You picking people here and there, say it's central bank law. People cannot misuse the money. And you arresting people here and there. But when somebody else did it, Tampolo did it, you could not go and arrest Tampolo. So what happened? Is Tampolo above the law? That shows shows how the double standard issue we are talking about in Nigeria. Just like George Orwell will say that all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others in that animal farm. Go and arrest Tampolo if you know you're a man. You cannot do that. But today now, Wasiu Ayinde Marshal broke the law and he walked away freely. And you know, this girl too, who is nobody, broke the law. You were quick to go and charge her to court immediately. And you even held her in custody. But because people are talking now, that the minister now came back and said she should be released. On what ground? Well, I'm insisting that Kwam should be arrested and be charged for terrorism. That was what he committed. That was his offense. This lady assaulted an air hostess. She assaulted one of the crews. So she too should face the wrath of the law and let the court decide their fate. That's my stand. Justice must prevail. The law is above everybody. Nobody's above the law in Nigeria. And let the law take its place. I remain your humble Mr. Lawrence Chikeze. Thank you.